you can't wait to make your move abroad. And as a result, you find yourself watching a lot of YouTube videos and being on social media of expat sites so that you can get as much information as you want. The problem is that after you watch a few videos or see a few posts of somebody who's already doing what you want to do, you find yourself a little bit defeated, maybe even a little bit annoyed or envious. Well, you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to share with you what might be going on for you and some strategies to work through that. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have already subscribed, thank you. If you have not, please consider doing so and clicking that notification bell. My name is Patricia Brooks, and in 2018, I left my job and I moved to the south of France. This was not anything I ever imagined in my wildest dreams, but here it is 5 years later. And I have started a business to help single women make a move abroad confidently, joyfully, and sustainably. One of the things I hear members of my program talk about is how defeated or frustrated or even a little bit jealous they are when they see people doing the thing that they want to do, living their best life in a foreign country. And I thought it would be a good topic for a video. And so the first thing I want to talk about with this is that how we feel is a function of the thoughts we think, right? So anytime you're watching a video and you start to feel like, oh, that's great for them, but when is it going to be my time? Or is it too late for me? Am I too old? Anytime you have a thought like that, that brings with it an emotion that comes up for you. And that emotion can be empowering or disempowering. If you're having thoughts of when is it going to be my time, or, well, it's not fair because this person had this advantage, that can be disempowering. And that can create actions and activities that we do that sabotage our ability to make a move abroad and make it more joyfully. So that is at the foundation of what is going on for you. But there are other things. It's really happening on a subconscious, unconscious level that we may be comparing ourselves to somebody else, right? Somebody who has different experiences, different advantages, different beliefs, different habits from the beliefs, habits that we have. And we're looking at ourselves and we see somebody similar to us and we think, well, why isn't this happening for us? And that comparison trap can be a very crazy one because you have advantages that they don't have. So comparison sometimes can be a helpful thing when you are doing it intentionally to bridge the gap of some qualities, some beliefs that you may need in order to be successful in making a move abroad. But it's not necessarily so helpful when you just look on the surface and say, oh, well, they're my age. They're in the country I want to be in. I don't see how different they are, but I am not there yet. What's wrong with me? Okay. So comparison is not always helpful. But again, that's one of the strategies you can employ is to say, to unpack, well, what are some of the qualities, personal characteristics, habits that they had, belief patterns that they had that allow them to go through everything they had to go through, because it's not easy. It's not easy for anybody, so that they could live the life that they want to live. So that's the first thing, comparison. The second thing that might be going on is a feeling of competitiveness. Now, there's a lot of talk. A lot of people are saying, oh, I can't wait to move out of my country. And you might feel pressure because you're like, oh my gosh, if everybody is leaving, then maybe there won't be enough visas for me. Or if everybody's leaving, maybe I won't be able to get that international job that would allow me to make this move. And that points to where you may be feeling some scarcity and not seeing that life is abundant. This idea that there is one pie and there's not going to be a slice of pie for everybody can really be a belief that is not helpful. So check yourself there too. Are you feeling lack in your life? And what thoughts can you have that can create a sense of abundance so you don't feel this competitive nature? Well, there's another slot down, right? So that can be something that you can work through as well. One of the things that I hear members in my group say is, when is it going to finally be my turn, right? If you are a little older and you have this idea that people who move abroad are typically younger than I am, maybe I'm running out of time, or maybe I'm too old to do this thing. That's a thought that is not productive. That's a thought that's not empowering. And so if you can look at what your relationship is with time and your age and begin to change that to a more positive idea that maybe you're not racing against time, but that time is on your side. If you can change the thought that is in your head to something more empowering like that, or if age is an idea in your head that, oh, well, maybe I'm too old, that you can change it to, no, I am older, wiser, and I am living my best life. Something more positive like that can shift you out of those negative thoughts when you are seeing people do what you want to do, but have these doubts or these thoughts that aren't in line with you reaching your goal, right? So that's another one that I see and hear quite often. The other thing I want to bring up is that social media can paint a positive picture and leave out some of the negatives. The fact of the matter is, anybody who has moved abroad is dealing with life, and they're dealing with administrative matters in potentially a foreign language, dealing with administrative matters that are done in a way that is different from in their home country, and it can be hard. And so while you're seeing a more rosy picture probably of somebody's life abroad, remember that they're dealing with some other things that they might not be showing you. And so that can help with some of the jealousy you might feel, because at the end of the day, they're living life, they're living in the country they want to live in, but they're dealing with some things that you might not be dealing with or might not be seeing that they are dealing with. And so that can help you to kind of lessen the romanticism that some of the social media you see has. Okay? So I want to put that out there. Another strategy really is to, not watch it. Don't tune into the videos. Don't tune into the social media posts if it's something that really demotivates you, if it has you not taking action toward your dream. I will say that this was not a challenge for me, because in 2016 and 2017, when I was planning and preparing my move abroad, I wasn't aware of YouTubers who had moved to a foreign country or of these expat groups that exist. And so I wasn't engaged with them. And so I didn't have to swat away the doubt that might have come up had I watched them. So that's a strategy, not necessarily one I recommend, but if that's going to serve you best, then by all means, do that. Finally, I want to leave you with this idea. You're not going to be happy when you are living in your dream country if you are not already happy and accepting of life now. That's just a fact of the matter. And I know that a couple of women who have already moved abroad, who are in my program, have said this to me, that one of the things that they benefited from my program was actually living the kind of life they wanted to in their home country before they made their move abroad. So instead of just sitting at home saying, oh, when I move to Paris, I'm going to be going to museums and I'm going to be eating at fine restaurants and I'm going to be taking walks, and hikes. They started doing those things where they were, and they started to enjoy life more. And right before they moved abroad, they all say that they were doubting whether or not they even really wanted to move abroad because, their life had gotten so good somehow. And now they have transported themselves to a new country, and they have created these habits that support them living their best life. And the transition has been fairly smooth for them. So that is something I also want to share with you, is that if you are looking at people on social media who are already living the kind of life you want to live in the country you want to live in, and you are telling yourself, well, I'll be happy when I'm living in my dream country, that is something that you need to check and kind of consider, well, okay, what are the things that I would be doing differently that would make my life that much better? And how can I incorporate some of those things in my life right now so that the gap between where I am and where I want to be isn't so big, isn't so remote, and you can start to accept where you are, take steps to get to the country you want to be in a more joyful and pleasant manner. All right. I hope that makes sense. Now, I have shared quite a few things about this thing that might be going on for you. Which one of those speaks to you the most? Let me know in the comments. All right. So, do you still want to make a move abroad? Are you still feeling a little bit frustrated, or maybe even have some self-doubt that it's possible for you to make happen? Well, if that's the case, I'd love to have a conversation. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to my calendar in the description where you can schedule a complimentary discovery call, where we will talk about where you are, where you want to be, what might be holding you back, what it will take to bridge that gap, and if working with me might help get you there more joyfully. Now, that is all I have for you today. If you found this video insightful, helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.